Hello everyone, welcome back to Glitz and Glitter. I'm finishing up my friend Jan's order today. She did order this M a little while ago. Wasn't in a hurry, it's just for decoration, but this was her clock that I just did the other day. So obviously M for Moyer, and we're going to do this to match. So I'm gonna set this aside so it doesn't get any resin on it. She had picked this color, Blue Moon, which goes with those shells. Really pretty. And white. She wanted a marbled. That's what I was been worried about, and I've been messing around with marbling with these two products when I have extras, probably for the past week or 2 weeks. So I'm going to attempt this today. This one holds 28 ounces. I just measured it with water, and some people had questioned how I measure it with water. So what I do is I take the container, I'm going to put my resin in, because that's the one I'm going to be using. So they're not all the same when it comes to their markings. Some even tell you, like this one, caution, approximate measurements. But if I'm gonna use this one, I know this one will be accurate for this. So I filled my cup all the way to the 30-ounce mark, put this on the edge of my sink in the kitchen, and I filled it with water until it was domed. And then it had 4 ounces left here. So that's 26 ounces. Just do the math correctly. And generally I like to add another ounce because I think it's because maybe that the resin is heavier than the water. I don't know. I don't always get, I'm sorry, I'm seeing little spots in here as I'm talking. I don't always get the accurate measurement with water. So I will probably mix up 27 ounces, I'm thinking, just to have an extra ounce. Maybe 28, do a couple extras. That way I know, because I'm going to be mixing a little bit of white, just a small amount, and I'll probably drizzle some white in. I don't know. Let me just see how this goes. First, let me get some resin mixed up. I couldn't use my mixer for this because it was much too deep and it would have come spilling out the sides of it. So I did hand mix it, and then I used my hand mixer, and then I mixed it with this to scrape my sides. Now when you're working with resin that deep, you need to be quick and it will flash cure. I think I'll do that next. So because I don't want it to flash cure, I need to get it colored, and then I'm going to split it into another cup and put it into the vacuum chamber. So first let's get this one colored, the nice amount of coloring until we can't see the stick. And then I want to get all the bubbles out, and hopefully it will buy me more time by splitting this to 14 ounces in each one. Gonna need a little more. This is a lot of resin, so need more color than normal. This is a beautiful color she picked, so if I could get it right, they will look beautiful together on a shelf. That looks much better. Plus it'll be deep, so I mean, it's like I'm pushing the limits here because the epoxy should be an inch or less. I don't know. I can't remember the specs on it. All I know is I pour it in very deep molds. I haven't had it flash cure, and this one is more than an inch deep. So technically you should use deep pour resin, but because deep pour resin I don't think will marble well because it's so thin that I would probably lose all of my white. That's why I decided I'm going to push my luck with the epoxy. So I'm just gonna dump half of this into here and then get it into the vacuum chamber quickly and get this debubbled while I mix up my white. left it in for 3 minutes because it's so deep and I get worried about it curing and I want to be able to work with it. So I'm just spraying my mold. There's so many 90-degree angles in here with alcohol. And what I think I'm gonna do, what I thought I was gonna do, I was going to drizzle some white in here, but I don't think I'm gonna do that. I'm just going to trust the process and do it like I normally do. So all I do, put some white in and then pour. And then when you run out of white, just add some more white. Like that. So there's not a whole lot of white left in my cup here, so I'm just gonna do it again. I mean, yeah, you're not gonna see most of it. It's gonna be, you know, in the thickness of the letter. But I do want to see it on the front and the back. And there I'm running out of white again. So actually I'm just gonna, what I'll do is I'll pour it in my other cup and continue on. I'm mostly concerned about the front because that's what most people are going to be looking at. And I know I got white on the front. So, I mean, the sides, of course, you want white on the sides too to make it cohesive, but I'm mostly concerned about the front. And I'm gonna pray this does not flash cure this much resin. Otherwise, yeah, I'd have to do it in deep pour, and then we're not gonna get this marbling effect. So it's taken a decent amount of the white. I mixed up 1 ounce of white. I'm just gonna put the rest in here. And I should have leftover, but like I said, when I measure with water, usually you have to add 1 ounce for whatever reason. Okay, now it's domed, and I'm glad I did because I needed it. So I do have some left, but I definitely don't have 4 ounces left, or let me see. To be honest, let me see what I have. I have 2 ounces left. I did 28 ounces, so I'm wrong. It did take exactly 26 like the water told me it would. So just try to be as accurate as you can, but mix extra. I had the exact amount I needed to make my favorite little creature, so I'm just gonna let this sit. Because it's so deep, it is not going to need a heat mat. It's going to heat up by itself really quickly and cure faster than normal. I was wondering, you know, if this mold was gonna bow out, and it's not. I got this mold from SHEIN. I will link it in the description box. It's pretty large. It is the actual letter itself, 6 inches by 6 inches. So it's a pretty big letter, and obviously holds a lot of resin. Now you don't have to fill it all the way, but because she wanted to stand it up and prominent, we did fill it all the way. But you don't need to. If you're gonna hang it on a wall or something, just fill like a small amount and put a little hanger on the back. All right, so let's hope and pray we see a little bit of white. It doesn't need to be a lot, but I hope I see a little bit on the finished product. All right, see you in a sec. It's cured, it's ready to come out. I already took the little deer out because he's kind of hard, so I lost a lot of white. I'm pretty sure I lost a lot of white in here. I just don't think that that powder in the blue is good for marbling. I just don't. So unfortunately, if he's anything like this, we're gonna doctor it up. But I mean, this one's cute. I'm going to doll this one up, so it'll be cute no matter what. But you could see where the white was and where the white was not. So not sure. So what I did, this got solid very quickly, like I said, because it's so deep. Once it was solid and I couldn't move it, then I turned the heat mat on for a couple hours just to make sure it's cured through so I could get this finished today. So I'm going to pull it out on camera because I want you guys to see how hard or easy the letters are, since I have not done one of these before. Of course, it's a little warm, but it's solid. It isn't going to go anywhere. So I'm not going to use those kind of pigments for marbling anymore. But I know she wanted that shade of blue. I'm trying to be careful because it is slightly warm. It's not completely cold yet. So I don't want any mistakes. Come on. There we go. Well, I didn't completely lose the white, but I lost a lot of the white. This looks kind of cool. Let's see the sides. So the sides, there's some white on the sides. That looks nice. The back, it's all gone. There is some in the sides though. I wish it would have stayed. I should have done what I was going to do and drizzled the white in first, but I was afraid it would have been too predominant. So I think I'm gonna think about this for a few minutes and see. Needs a little trimming, but not while it's warm. Let me get this guy all fixed up while I think about what I could do to make this one prettier. I mean, don't get me wrong, that blue is gorgeous. But it's gonna be by the clock. Let me grab the clock. So I kind of want them to go together. See the dark blue in there right here? That's where I pulled it out of. So I'm going to incorporate some sort of silver somehow on this. But let me finish the deer first. Okay, well these two are done. This is the best I can come up with just to add a touch. So I went around the edge with the silver pen just because when you see the edge under the rhinestone, it'll be silver and not blue because these are round and that's square. So that was my fix for that. So what do you think? It's not too bad. I wish there was more white, but at least the effects look kind of cool. I'll send her a picture, see if she likes it. If not, we'll do round two. And then for the little elk, deer, whatever you want to call them, I put some snowflakes on her nose. Huge eyelashes. I have these new little tiny iridescent flowers I pinned on her ears, and then a bow to match on her neck. So I was like, Christmas time, so I put a red necklace and red toenails. And that is her. So another one down. I must have done 40 of these by now. All right, guys, that's it for today. Stick around for those final photo shots, and I will see everyone tomorrow. Thanks for hanging out with me today, guys. Have a blessed day. Bye.